All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's several ways, several means of this, but the most and best place to go is the blog, my FX Buddies, and this is what you're looking at right here. The blog, myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. All right. And wherever you're enjoying this content, look for a more open info, intro, description, something like that box. And if you open that, there'll be a link to the blog there. And yeah, some other links too. Okay. So rss.com has a transcript. If you like, I know a lot of people, especially it seems mostly people from other countries go there. So yeah, I know it's hard. I'm gonna work on finishing sentences, not getting distracted, but I just know some people have a hard time understanding me. So that helps. rss.com, my FX Buddies, Rumble, my FX Buddies, YouTube is not my FX Buddies, but you know how to find that. And, Apple Podcasts, whatever, right? Everywhere that I am, I'm under my FX Buddies. All right. Wow, what a weekend, right? Okay, we'll get into it. I have lost track. I don't know if this is episode 141 or 142, but let's see. Yeah, let's get into it. The first things Well, yeah, let's get right into it. So, the title of this, did I say it's Sunday, December 8th, 2024? All right. The title of this, Iraq's Economy, Financial Flows, and Trade Relations, of course, that's Iraq's economy, financial flows, and trade relations will not be affected by events in Syria. Oh, Syria. Yes, let's bring up Syria. So, Syria has fallen, and it wasn't by mistake. It wasn't a. Now that it's happened, the people who played a part in it are speaking out. Saudi Arabia warns of Syria sliding into chaos and division. They had a hand in it. Oh shoot. Can I get rid of this? Why is that there? Let's see. Well, here. This guy, that guy right there, right? Our military presence will remain in Syria to ensure that the dreaded ISIS does not return. So if you don't know what happened, I don't even really know what happened. I just know now even Turkey had a hand in it. And let me see. Um, there is a uh, kind of like a demilitarized zone that Ice Cream Land is all happy about and bragging about. So, oh yeah, look at right here. See that? Yeah. So, it actually started about November 26th, 27th. There was stuff, and I told you, oh, there's stuff going on in Syria. But look at, that's not the only place. Georgia's having Georgia, the country, is, they're trying their best to not get involved, but they're right in between, I don't know, Russia and some other country. I'm not familiar over there, but I do know that they try to be a peaceful little country, and now they're disrupting them. If you weren't paying attention, South Korea, the guy there wanted to, or did, right? He did declare martial law. I guess president, is it the title president? Um, and that didn't work so well. the people were like, we're going to impeach you. Okay. You want to martial law us? We'll match your martial law with impeachment. But that didn't work because the party backed him so strongly that I guess there weren't enough votes, or, you know, I'm just so jaded. All of this is fake. It's all controlled. Why right now, when the global world order is about to have a kick in their pants for the next 2, maybe 3 years, how come all of this explodes right about there? Because they're trying to get Russia to go nuclear, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, but they're trying to escalate. Even, I bet in years past, Russia would have come to Assad's aid. I know they would have, possibly even China. But uh, Russia left and Iran left in November. So they knew it was going to be trouble. And I'm thinking, well, hearing Russia didn't want any part. They said, I know what's going on. The West is trying to push me, like feeling froggy, jump, right? So he didn't want anything over there where they could say, um, even Romania, there was just uh, a fair election, right? But the lady that won is not a globalist. So guess what? We're invalidating your election. Yeah. And we'll tell you sometime when you'll have your next one. So all of these things are happening and it's not by chance. There some people think it's because of the dollar. These smaller countries are like banding together, but I don't see that. I see the globalists trying to ignite possibly a situation that we can't come back from before, let's say, January 20th. I don't know. But yeah, so Germany is, they had their issues, especially it started economically, and then from the economics, people start complaining about the government, right? And then France, we know France, they did a vote of no confidence, right? But Macron said, I'm not resigning. What? You did what? You thought I cared about that? Oh no, I'm having too much fun running the country. I will not be resigning. So there's all this chaos. Could possibly be scary stuff, but it's all in places some of us have never been. But so just keep all of that in the background. But I do think Syria is it has the most potential to be a problem. Okay. Um yeah. All right. And the fact that very soon after they announced, well, Aleppo, the city of Aleppo fell, then it was like, okay, it's over. When they kind of confirmed, what's his name, Assad left, that's when Iraq was like, oh, don't worry, it's not going to hurt our economy. Yes, it is. And I'm just so jaded. Governments lie. They all lie. All governments lie to their people. They don't tell them the truth because they need them peaceful and docile so they can control them. But um, it already had been an issue because they were meeting. Iraq did not want to get involved militarily, right? They were welcome to send aid. If you don't know, Assad's family is in Moscow. But yeah, so now the problem is, who are we, the West? We're going to put someone in Syria. Already there's this, I mean, they took everything. They went to the palace, they were taking plates, towel sets, clothes, everything that, anything that could be picked up and carried out, they were taking. They took over the media office. And so some guy was up there talking. I don't know what he said. I don't care what he said. But then, um, remember in a certain time, there were some people that were in the street here in America and they were unhappy. And there were all these bricks, just piles of bricks around magically, and no one knew where the bricks came from. Well, imagine that, but being rifles and ammunition. So, yeah, all of a sudden, the young men were picking up rifles. And so the guy, I don't know his name. I'll know him when I see him. The guy that was speaking, several of these guys were around him. When he was walking, so he left the media place and he went somewhere else. So, but there still may be two other people that may fight him for control, right? So it's just a mess. It's a mess, and um, Iraq is trying to be respectful and let them work it out. Let me see. They went to the bank, the central bank. The people went to the central bank, and for a time, there were armed people there protecting the bank. They wouldn't let them go in. But then it could be because their people were inside looting the bank. I don't know. But then later in the day, the bank did actually fall, and people were in there taking, stuff they could take. So yeah, Syria's done, and who knows when it'll come back. Their money crashed instantly, the Syrian pound. Um, so what the effect is that Iraq is having, they took 1,000 soldiers, 1,000 Syrian soldiers. They shut the border, they're bolstering the border, all that. They have hospitals ready, 2 hospitals ready to take if there's any hurt people. But yeah, so clearly it's gonna hurt trade. Um, but I will admit, see, it says trade with Syria is mostly border trade and consists of simple things. So it won't affect it majorly, but it is. It's having an effect already. So, and the other thing, okay, this was good. This article came out Thursday. So I'm done talking about all that stuff. All right. This was Thursday. Initial agreement to calculate the cost of extracting the region's oil at a price of $16 per barrel. And also, that price will be applied until the real cost is approved by the international consultant. So remember, they were going to have that international consultant in 60 days, which I believe would take us to February, right? Remember that? And then the settlement will be made retroactively. Okay, so that is new, at least in my opinion. For me, that's new information, and I think that's positive. Here, oh, I'll have the video. They had a briefing to the UN, whatever, the thing that Jenny from the UN used to do. Now this guy, what is his name? That's his last name. Ooh, he's a doctor. Okay. Doctor, I think Muhammad or Mustafa something Al Hassan. He gave his, and it was good. It was very good. Almost to the point where maybe it's too good. Dare I say that? Anyway, so I'll have the video there. It's just 15 minutes and it's translated to English. So it's just good to hear that. So you will have to come here. And like I said, instead of that link being there, it'll be the video. All right, here's the article. Raffidan Bank Restructuring Program, Justification and Requirements. So here, this guy, he doesn't really give any detailed information, which he can't because he's not part of the government. He's not part of the um, CBI. He's just Dr. Hatham. Remember, I just think that name's funny. I'm probably not saying it right, Hatham. But yeah, he's got 4 names, and he's a doctor of finance, I guess. So he's talking about, what they're trying to do by the end of the year, which is not going to get done. So here, this paragraph right here is good. The one that starts with hence. Hence, it is expected that the restructuring will improve its performance in a way that will rehabilitate it to be able to increase its efficiency in managing its balance sheet and improve its ability to achieve profitability indicators, blah, blah, blah. They should just come out and say, so now that you won't be money laundering and doing fraud and smuggling, now you can run like a real efficient business, right? They could just wrap that up. But no, and then I did actually bold this last paragraph here. All right. Expert identifies the damages. Expert identifies the damages of not submitting the final budget account. So the final budget accounts are not submitted. Parliament did go in today, but they did not read the budget. So there's no HCL in the Gazette. It's not going to be in the Gazette. So when you guys go read the Twitter pumpers or even the well-meaning, what's that guy's name? I think his name, Dowling. That's his last name. He fell for the Twitter pumper and was just so happy. And that's why I don't like that. I mean, his face is lit up and he's just so, yep, here it is, guys. It's done. This guy on Twitter, he said it's done. And it's not. They still need to do 2 readings and vote. And that's just on those paragraphs. Now, that may be the last bit that needs to be approved and done and everything. But it didn't get done. Tomorrow's their last day. They go on recess until, I don't know exactly when, but it'll be around January 9th or 11th. So, what does that tell you? All right. The people in Kurdistan that haven't been paid, they still haven't been paid. They did another demonstration. They're getting bigger. They're escalating. Okay, here's another thing that I'm sure people aren't going to talk about, but Syrian opposition fighters announced start of attack on Kurdish forces. So how is Iraq not going to get involved? They have to protect their people, right? Now, granted, they are Kurdish forces, and here is their site. So they're ready for them, right? They're ready for them to come, but that's not good, right? So, yeah, you could read about that. Okay, here's my one commercial. I am offering a product. Lots of people like my voice and they say things. And yeah, you just come here. This will be blue. You go to the link, click there, and you could read all about it. All right. Now, these articles are from today. All right. Look at that. Who is that there with that big old gold tie? Yep, the T-Man. And we know who that is. He's so little. Anyway, I apologize. I'm trying not to do that. And this is nephew Barzani. Who knew he was going to France to be at that cathedral thing? So it says, most notably, the T-Man and Macron. Barzani, nephew Barzani, meets world leaders in Paris. And so they went there for that thing. And guess who else was there? Oh, it doesn't mention. Well, I guess he didn't meet Zelensky, but Zelensky was there. And the first buddy. A lot of people have a lot of names for Elon Musk, but that's the one that I like. The first buddy. But anyway, so yeah. Now they made a big deal. Trump, Zelensky, and Macron. They met. They kicked the press out. They met. I don't know how many minutes, and then so they had a for real meeting as far as the T-Man and Barzani. I don't. It seems they just had that picture taking moment, but I I would like to think that there was more to it than that, but I doubt it. But so and look, he was there in the name of Kurdistan, carrying the flag and name of Kurdistan, not Iraq. So see, they're not one Iraq like we want them to be. We being the West or the United States. Even his car thingy. Let's see. I don't even know who these people are. Um, oh, can you see that? Can I get it? See, it says Kurdistan, not Iraq. So, yeah, that's the Kurdish flag. If you didn't know, um, yeah. So here, al-Nusari calls on the media to be patriotic, transparent, and supportive of the national economy. Now, is he like putting some weight on them, saying, hey, if you're going to be writing stories, write favorable stories? Couldn't that be uh, coercion? That's pressure, right? But they are Iraq and they don't really have freedom of the press. So, but this is a good article. You should read it. Um, his picture's there. Again, the title is Al-Nasari calls on the media to be patriotic, transparent, and supportive of the national economy. Plus, also, the one thing that's different, well, I don't even know if that's different. They do have people who want the downfall, who want chaos, right? So there will be elements of probably even paying people in the media to write negative articles about the economy. And I think it even says the dollar exchange rate in here somewhere too. Economic reform contributing fundamental role in creating economic stability. Yeah, here. They're putting out whether intentionally or unintentionally articles that harm the course of economic reform, right? Blah, blah, blah. So, Iraq, um, the Iraqi economy, in addition to the challenges that the country and the region are currently suffering from, which is creating a state of economic instability and fluctuations in the exchange rate of the US dollar against the dinar, right? And then that affects prices of goods. So, it really is a good article. Okay, here's another article. This came out later in the day, though, not immediately after the fall of Syria. Despite the rise in domestic borrowing, a government advisor, Mohammed Saleh, of course, the financial situation is stable. So, and it does make sense that they would immediately try to jump out in front of this, what could be a major issue. You know, like I said, if ISIS does rear its ugly head again and comes across the border, then it could be an issue. And that's a real thing that could happen, right? But anyway, here's I like this article, not because it's, well, here, I'll just read it. Former minister rules out the T-Man imposing sanctions on Iraqi oil production and marketing, because some people are scared of that. This guy's the former minister of electricity. He ruled out the T-Man imposing, blah, blah, blah. They always do that. They repeat the title. Um, the T-Man is a man of deals and will use his tools to redraw international relations in a manner consistent with his administration by controlling the movement of the dollar and imposing sanctions and central bank dealings on some institutions, individuals, and even regimes that are unfriendly or difficult to deal with the United States. He may be stubborn, or strict on the issue of granting exceptions to Iraq's import of Iranian gas and electricity exclusively to restrict the dollar's access to Tehran, but he will not pressure Iraq as the second oil producer in OPEC to limit its production to support global markets in order to push for price instability and rises, especially in light of force on major producers such as Iran, Russia, and others. So if you go on, he's saying we already know he's going to do all this stuff, right? So brace yourself. Brace yourself for it. But he's not a dummy. He's a businessman and he makes dealings. And yeah, he's going to make deals more favorable for the US, right? So, but I like this part here. He stressed Iraq must move wisely and quickly to deal with the T-Man's administration and work on a proactive plan to win over the elected administration before it takes power, right? He's like, don't even fight it. Just go with the flow. Get in good. Get your deal done as soon as possible. So I like that. And that's exactly what's going to happen. If if this isn't done, well, I've said this like 3 times up here. If this current administration doesn't let the RV go, which I don't think they're going to, because clearly what they want is chaos. Look at all these countries that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they don't even have Romania. This guy doesn't even have Romania on here. That's chaos. You think they're going to do a major financial move that affects the world in the middle of all that chaos? Mm-mm. Sorry. But anyway, so just as any admin would get in, say, let me look at this. Let me see if I can make this better for my country. Then if he does make changes, he's going to be fought, right? That's a given. So, yeah, push it out. I push it out to June. Be prepared. Make sure you have your home covered. What if you lose your job? What if you get laid off? It apparently everyone seems to think there's going to be a mass wave of layoffs. Um, so be planning to still live your life, live comfortably. All right, okay. So that is the second to the last, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so here, Halabusi left. He's back in Iraq. Halabusi left on Friday. He concluded his visit to Congress and meets with Foreign Relations Committee. Yeah, and so there's people back. Some of the people in Iraq are still mad at him, upset with him for going and meeting. This guy's name is Daryl Issa. He's the foreign. Oh, he's a Republican. What is his title? U.S. Congress by meeting with. Oh, I guess he's just a congressman, and he's a member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Daryl Issa, ISSA. All right. So yeah, let's see. Here again is another article about no strong banking, trade, or investment relations with Syria. And here, yeah, so Parliament postpones the session on controversial laws. They didn't have a quorum. Then those who were there were like, hey, since we're here, let's talk about what's going on in Syria. And let's see. They had the budget law on the agenda, but they postponed, and tomorrow is December 9th, and they're up out of there, right? Yeah, MP reveals reason for postponing the second reading of the budget law until after the legislative holiday. So there you can go, click this link, it'll take you to the article in Iraq in Arabic. So if people try to tell you, oh yeah, it's done, and it's going to be in the Gazette. No, it's not done. It's not going to be in the Gazette. All right. And this is just Iraq's statement on the developments in Syria. Oh, this is good too. The framework, a member of the framework calls for demonstrations in Iraq are doomed to fail and no one will respond to them. But he says things are going well, so people won't respond. It's not like before. And if you do try to hold a demonstration, you're just trying to have chaos. Anyone who tries to exploit the current events in Syria to make a change in Iraq will have to wait a long time. Noting that the situation in Syria is very complicated and is an experiment that is still in its early stages. It's difficult seeing even Turkey's involved. But, well, somewhere in here he says that there things. Oh, here. General affairs in Iraq are going well, as there is a remarkable development in the political process as well as the administration of the state, and there is no reason for demonstrations or protests at the present time. So he's like, don't even think about it. Okay, this is the last article. It is the CBI. The Center for Banking Studies announces its training plan for the year 2025. And if you want to read that, just more stuff. They want specialized courses, giving people accreditation, tests. Yeah. So they'll get little certificates that say they've taken these classes and they're certified and blah, blah, blah. So they're already looking to 2025. And then there's some more pictures. All right, that's it. Now, but wait, before you go, I just want to bring to your attention this. If you like classical music, I came across this young man. This, his name is Caden Kelly. He's on YouTube. KAYDENAELL. He is awesome. Plays the piano. I don't know if he's a prodigy, phenomenon, musical genius, whatever, but if you know anything about classical music, he plays all of these. No music. He doesn't look at any music. And apparently he works with some person. There's some person that he works with that's grooming him. But if you have any young people in your lives that are even thinking about music, definitely introduce this young man to them. And yeah, all right. It's just, we always are poo-pooing our young people, and it's just nice when you see someone doing something amazing to highlight them and share. And that's what I'm doing. And I don't know the guy. I don't get paid anything for doing that. I just wanted to bring light to him. All right. Now, thank you for listening. Let's see what this week brings. Maybe it'll be good and we'll get what we're expecting. I doubt it though. All right. Wherever you are enjoying this content, look to see if there's a join, follow, subscribe, whatever type button. Do whatever action is necessary to activate that button, because I don't update regularly. And if all things work as they are supposed to, when you update those features, when I update, you should be notified. All right. Thank you. Oh, no, we can't leave yet, right? Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. All right. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame it is that you're enjoying this content. And until next time.